What is up, YouTube? Four Leaf Cards here. Hey, thanks for clicking so much. Really appreciate it. As you can see by my lovely backdrop, I'm hoteling it. A little bit bored, so I got a little project I'm working with. I just realized that I don't have enough cards, so I'm gonna have to go get some. Looking for some specific stuff. We're doing a little something. But what I wanted to do is do a little checkup on my wallet card and see what's going on there. So I don't know if you guys watched my wallet card video. Thank you, Eric, from those back pages for stimulating that. And man, just pulled it out here. I'm gonna give it a little well, I'm not gonna work on it too much here. My Mike Greenwell All-Star 89 tops. So got a nice crease in it now. This corner's beat up pretty bad. I'm gonna do a little altering here, so I could probably send this one now to PWCC or whatever, get it graded. Maybe could be a 10. I don't know if I trim it up a little bit. But yeah, it's actually pretty cool. If you guys don't have a wallet card, I highly suggest it. I've been keeping it in my main compartment. I'm thinking about maybe switching it to like a protected compartment, but more and more I think about it, it's been bringing me quite a bit of joy. Actually, I get a little giggle. Well, giggle's not really the right word. I get a little laugh. That's a manly laugh. One of those kind of things. Every time I open my wallet to get some money out of it. So, and I got Mike Greenwell, so I put it in my wallet. So like you can imagine, like you open your wallet, you got Mike Greenwell staring up at you, like, you're gonna spend this money right now? This is actually the perfect wallet card for me. Anyway, so again, just laughing a little bit. And I want to also introduce the concept of a vehicle card. I've actually got a couple that don't really leave my side. They all have a little bit of a story. And I think I've told all the stories, but some of you are kind of new since I've told the stories, and I know you're not going to go back and look at all the old videos. So it's basically 3 cards. There's a couple extra there, but these cards are with me all the time. I have a box, a 2-row box that I keep my protection in, so just penny sleeves and a various assortment of top loaders, just in case I buy a box and I get a big hit. I always have a 2-row box just of every size of everything, so I don't have to have it bouncing around my vehicle if I'm out traveling a little bit. So and these cards are always in that box, always. So these are my vehicle cards, if you will. And I don't know how many people have vehicle cards. Maybe I'm starting a new trend. But this first one is a Ken Griffey Jr. The story behind this was, it was this summer actually. I had stopped at a random card shop over in Ohio, and I'd just gotten out of the hospital. It was kind of a weird trip, and it's not good. I mean, everything's fine now. It was kind of a false alarm. But I was like, you know what? I'm buying some cards, and I found this. It's just random into Google card shop, and this guy had a bunch of junk wax. So I bought a bunch of unopened 80s stuff, maybe some 90s, whatever, early 90s, but junk wax. And he had this, I was kind of like, I always like to round up, like if I'm spending money, it's kind of like, okay, if I'm at $145, like get me to, like, if I have 20s in my wallet, I want to just get to 160, like no change kind of thing. And he's like, well, I got this half open box of 89 Donruss. And I was like, is it like searched? And he's like, I don't think so. But he's like, I forget what we need. It was like $5, so it was maybe like 2/3 of a box. It was a solid box, but it was opened and not full. So it was like $5. So I was like, you know what? I'll take it. And usually the first thing I do when I buy cards is I open one pack. I get in the truck and I open one pack, and then that kind of gets me going, and then I can wait on the rest. So we were laughing, like, there's not going to be any Griffies in here. It's been searched. These are all like the old packs, like somebody checked the collation and put these duds back in or whatever. And I was like, what the heck? I'm going to try to build a couple sets of 89 Donruss. So I was like, yeah, whatever. For $5, I'll just do it. I'll have fun opening it. And they're shilling. I don't know if there's some cards that people probably wouldn't have taken. And I get in there and I open the first pack and I pulled this card. I was like, holy crap! I was so excited that I went back in the store and I was like, hey, look what I just got out of the first pack. And he's like, you're shitting me, right? And I said, no. And I crap you not. This is a top loader from the store. He's like, here, put it in a top loader. And there it be. I haven't touched it since. It's in the same top loader from the store. First pack of that half-eaten box, if you will. So it rides with me. It's my good luck traveling card from far away on a random half-open box of Donruss. Okay, this is a funny story too. Oh, if you haven't seen this one yet, Alan Trammell and I actually we have kind of a thing going on here. He doesn't know it, but we do. I'm gonna tell this story first because they're kind of half related. So when I was growing up, and probably a lot of people have this story. When I was growing up as a little kid, there would be, back then the cards were really going hot in the kind of like the late 80s. And I didn't get started until basically 87, but really 88 and 89. So like 86 was really cool for me. But back in the day, there was just cards everywhere, card stores everywhere. You'd go to like the local fair and there'd be people set up just selling like knickknacks, and then there'd be a guy or like 5 guys selling cards. And as a little kid, I would always look at those, the showcases, the glass or the aluminum, and there'd always be a Ricky Henderson in there, and they were like, like $200, or $150 or something crazy like that. As a little kid, you have a little bit of allowance money. I might have had like $10 or something. And I always looked at this card like, wow, I will never, ever have a Ricky Henderson. It's like impossible. Like, how could somebody have $200 to spend on one card? Like, I'd have to save up my entire like life to do that. So one time, I was looking at these Ricky Henderson cards, and guys go, like, nah, I can't see it. I can't even touch it. It's untouchable. So the guy said, well, I got this Alan Trammell. I will come back to Ricky, but I got this Alan Trammell autograph card, and I was like, whoa. And he's like, well, how much money do you have? And I think it was like $10. And he's like, here you go, man. I've got this Alan Trammell for $10. It's a really good deal. And now, you got to understand, so Alan Trammell, let me get the one without the super. So if you look at, let me see if I can get it focused in there. So this is like his 87 stats. He was hitting 28 homers. He was batting .343 that year. Just really 105 ribbies. So Alan Trammell was like hot in 88. In 89, Alan Trammell's a good player, but Alan Trammell was mega hot. And I was like, heck yeah. I didn't have any autograph cards. I was probably, I don't even know how old I was. Just really young. I didn't have anything, just regular whatever 88 cards you could buy over at, Kmart or whatever. So this guy's like, yeah, here you go, Alan Trammell autograph. And I put it away at home. It's like, nobody's touching it. It's not really, it's actually not in great condition, but oh man, the things we do as young children. But and then one day I had some friends over, and they're like, let's check out your Alan Trammell. And the one kid's like, you're an idiot, because Alan's spelt with one L. And I looked down and I was like, oh shoot, I got had. This was like 2 or 3 years after this guy hoodwinked me at the local fair. And yeah, my world came crashing down because I no longer had an Alan Trammell autograph card. I had a fake. So I actually carry around 2 Alan Trammell cards with me just in case someday I run into Alan Trammell. I don't know why. It's crazy. That's just crazy talk right there. But if I ever run into Alan Trammell, I'm going to try him through the mail at some point here this winter, I think, and just tell him that, write a letter and tell him that story and see if he'll sign a couple for me so I can have some actual real Alan Trammell signed cards. But yeah, so I always carry around some Alan Trammell's just in case Alan Trammell's up in the Northeast with some random signing. He won't be, but in my mind, I have to have those just in case because I need an Alan Trammell autograph. Anyway, so back to this Ricky. So this was a card I was never going to have. Got back into the hobby, I don't know, whatever, 2 years ago now, and just trying out some different shops. And one day I walked in the shop and I was just chit-chatting and telling them that story, like, oh, I was young, man, I always wanted a Ricky Henderson card, so I'm not really sure what I'm collecting, but man, that was like, the one card that I always wanted, Ricky Henderson rookie card. And the guy's like, well, hey, I got one right here. He like literally had it just sitting on the counter. Like, he's like, you want it? And I was like, yeah, how much is it? And I hadn't really hadn't been all the way back in. And he's like, $20. And I was like, $20? Yeah, I'll take that. Like, didn't even ask any questions. It's got some soft corners. It's definitely not centered. I mean, it's nothing that's ever going to be, gradable or whatever. But it's my first Ricky Henderson rookie card ever. And I think it's even got a little bit of staining on the back. It's hard to see. But it's another lesson. Like, my emotion got the better of me. I should have looked at me like, it's not centered. The corners are soft. It's got a little bit of staining on the back. I'll give you 12 for it or something, or 15, and I shouldn't have paid 20 for it. So I keep these cards, these two especially. The other one's just a cool story. But I keep these two cards and I look at them all the time, every time I open that box. And it reminds me that number one, that I love the hobby, but number two, you got to be really careful and, just be smart. Like, look for staining, look for just don't overpay because you're in love with a card, and don't settle for junk. Like, really look at what you're buying, and watch it. I mean, I love both of these cards. It's funny. It's like ugly. You love ugly. I love both of these cards. Like, these are probably my two favorite cards. And this one's absolute junk. I should rip it up. And this one's, just a low grade stained out Ricky Henderson rookie. But, so anyway, these are my truck cards, my vehicle cards. And I encourage you guys to have some too. Carry them along. You always, put them in a glove box or something. Protect them up, so they don't get ruined. And if you ever need to look at some cards, you can have them in a truck. And if you ever run into your favorite autograph player, you can have something to get autographed. We'll bring Greenwell back here to sign off, but that's my wallet card. So just want to remind you guys, if you guys are open to anything, best of luck. And don't forget to collect to connect. There's so many cool stories out there. And it's really the people that are part of the hobby that are the best part of the whole deal. So share your stories. Drop some comments. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Whatever. But mostly share your stories. I'm interested to see if you guys have figured out your wallet cards or, thinking about getting a vehicle card. Let me know, man. Drop a video. Drop a comment. All right. So best of luck. Collect to connect and have an awesome day.